What was that song we were singing last? What was the John Denver song we were singing last week?
He was born in the summer of his 27th year, coming home to a place he'd never been before. He left yesterday behind him. You might say he was born again. You might say he found the key to every door. Yeah. They're going to play that at my funeral, man, which may be tonight because I may kill myself after sitting through that show tonight.
Nah, man. Every time you say that, man, I say you got to come to my therapy office first, and then we'll reevaluate, man. You can't do that. You can't do it before talking to me first. What was the? Dude, let's sing more John Denver, man.
Colorado, Rocky Mountain High. I'd seen it rain and fire in the sky.
What's the hook? What's the chorus?
Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado.
Yes.
Rocky Mountain High, Colorado.
Yes.
Do you know there's a spot, Dr. Chris, that I go to every couple of years? It's in Aspen. It's in Aspen.
Okay.
They have a huge sanitarium dedicated to John Denver. They got these huge boulders with the words to his songs carved in the boulders. And every time I go there, my wife has to leave me alone because I get very, very, very emotional, man.
Wow. That's impressive, man.
Yes. Bro, speaking of my wife, a lot of pressure with this beard. Bro, my wife told me flat out, she said to me today, she looked me in the eye and said to me today, you look awful. A lot of pressure.
I can hear it now, girl.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah. Too close to the mic?
No, for me.
Oh, for you.
For some reason. Yeah. Check. I'm just hearing it now.
I'm not hearing it if that means anything.
I think after it's gone.
Okay. Maybe it was my singing overload.
Yeah, I think when you were singing Rocky Mountain High.
Rocky Mountain High.
Colorado. I got a glitch in my system when you were singing, but it's all good, man. Speaking of glitch, how did you think about Raw tonight?
Oh, what a shite show, man! What a freaking shite show. You know, bro, they think none of it is gonna matter. 2 hours and 25 minutes of absolute shite is not gonna matter because Roman's coming out at the end. You knew it, bro. You knew it. I tweeted out at about, I don't know, bro, 9:30, whatever it was. People can check my timeline. I tweeted out, Roman coming out at the end of this shite show is not going to save this shite show. This was Madison Square Garden, and you have the gall to play cage matches from the past.
Yeah.
You have the gall to play Superfly Jimmy Snuka and the Great Don Morocco and Macho Man Randy Savage and Tebby. You've got the gall because you know what you do, bro? All you're doing is reminding us how bad it is today. That's all you're doing, bro. You're reminding us how bad it is today. Chris, I am sorry. I put over the Cena turn like $1 million, and the last 2 weeks of Raw has sucked, as Terry Funk would say, eggs. The last 2 weeks have sucked, bro.
Rocky Mountain High,
Colorado.
Very nice.
Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. I'll sing Rocky Mountain High for an hour, Chris. I don't care. Anything that will keep us from talking about this freaking show.
Yes, indeed. How about your Subway Series garb one today? Yankees hat.
This is actually the Milwaukee Brewers.
Oh, that's the Brewers.
And this is a great logo, by the way, because can you see the M and the B, Chris?
Yes, I do.
The
see that.
baseball glove is great logo. One of the greatest
the first half, and it seemed like the Mets, but
one of the greatest logos out there.
Yeah, it's very nice, very very nice. Yep. What you just I know you love baseball. What made you a Brewers?
No, it's not a Brewers fan, bro. When I go to thrift stores a lot. Whenever I go to thrift stores and I see team wear, no matter who the team is, I buy it.
Very nice.
I love
Giants
wearing.
guy, right?
Yeah. I love wearing sports paraphernalia.
Nice.
Yeah,
very nice, man. Yeah, man. Maybe I'll turn you over to becoming a Duke basketball fan. That's my
you're a Duke. I didn't know that, bro. You're a Duke basketball fan.
Okay. Fan since 1990, when back in the day, man, when Bobby Hurley
I remember Bobby Hurley. What a shooter he was, bro.
Yeah,
yes,
he was my all-time favorite Duke player, man. I played basketball, played sports growing up, and I had number 11 growing up as a basketball player because of Bobby Hurley. And then he went to the NBA, got drafted by Sacramento, ended up being a Sacramento King and changed his number to number 7. And then after that, I started playing basketball with number 7.
Very nice. Yeah, the great Bobby Hurley, great player, bro.
Yes, indeed. So this would be my first year that both of my teams, both football and basketball, would win the national championship in the same year.
Wow.
And they were actually favored to win the national championship.
Very nice. Very nice. Good for you, man. Good for you.
Rocky Mountain High,
Colorado.
That's like our take a shot, you know what I mean, to all things Raw. When we talk about Raw tonight, we'll just take a shot and Rocky Mountain High. West Heel $2. Kathy Kelly's outfit was the only good part of Raw. I imagine I knew someone was going to mention Kathy Kelly's outfit on Raw. You talked about that before, as far as like the.
Well, it's usually the other one. Who's the other one? It's usually the other one wearing the good outfits. What's the other one's name?
Jackie Redmond.
Yes,
right?
It's usually her. She usually wears the revealing outfits. Yes.
Very nice. All right. $2.79 Catman. Why was Paul crying
please, bro? Give me a break. We got Paul Heyman crying in there now, bro, with this.
Yeah. He's
Rocky Mountain High.
Colorado.
This whole show, please. I'm sorry if I'm Mr. Nego, bro, but this is Madison Square Garden, bro. This is the Mecca. You guys have to understand something. Before many of you were even born, bro, when I started watching the WWF, once a month, every Monday night was a live show from Madison Square Garden. Once a month on a Monday night. Bro, stacked, bro. Every match, every month was a main event. Stacked.
Yeah.
So when I'm watching this, bro, that's what I'm thinking of, and that's what I'm remembering. Those first shows that drew me to freaking wrestling at the Garden with Howard Finkel in the middle of the ring, and the microphone would drop down, and right before the main event, Finkel would give you next month's card at the Garden, bro. Top to bottom, star-studded shows, and then we get this. We get this, bro, at Madison Square Garden.
No. I mean, if anybody would know the history of Madison Square Garden, is Mr. New York himself.
That's right. I was at the Garden, bro, the first time Savage faced Hulk at the Garden, bro. The rafters were shaking. I swear to God, the building was shaking. I've been to the Garden for wrestling many, many, many times. Yeah. And now you give me this, bro.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. Let's see here. We have Zoo Bears in the building, $10. Besides the main event, that was probably the lamest TV MSG show I've seen. Glad I didn't buy a ticket. Also, thoughts on current WWE ticket prices? Is too much? Is inflation to blame, or WWE greedy? What do you think, Vince?
1,000, and it's not even WWE greedy. It's TKO greedy. It's Endeavor greedy. It's Ari Emanuel greedy. I do not believe if Vince McMahon were in place, you would be paying these prices for tickets. I do not believe that, because I swear I can tell you one thing working for Vince McMahon. Vince really did care about the fans and the fan base, and Vince was not looking to rip off his fan base. So it goes beyond the WWE, man. It's TKO, it's Endeavor, it's Ari Emanuel. It goes above and beyond the WWE.
We got Hannibal $5. Logan Paul looks like a star. How come he can handle the booze, but Dom and the New Day can't?
That's a great point. That's a great point, Hannibal. That's a very good point.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've discussed this several times as far as how he can just step on those boos and just keep it going. And yeah, I mean, you know, of course, Hannibal brings it up again, and I think I agree. I think it's a good point. I think he has the ability to capture the audience, and I think that's what a heel should do instead of allow the audience to hijack. I mean, think about that for a second, Vince. What heel allows the audience to have more power than them instead of them hijacking the audience?
Bro, you know what that's like? Seriously, bro. It's like a stand-up comedian and somebody starts heckling him, and the comedian allowing the person to heckle him and standing there and not saying anything. That's what it's the equivalent of.
Yep, absolutely.
The exact equivalent of that.
Yep. The comedian is doing a bit, and every time a person's heckling, they're stopping. Because I told, and I like it just wouldn't make sense if someone did that.
It's ridiculous, bro. It's so ridiculous, man.
Yep. Swayze $4.99. Roman is way more over than Cody. It's no way WrestleMania 41 doesn't end with Roman saving Cody after John beats Cody. Roman versus Rock at WrestleMania 42. What do you think, Vince?
Bro, I can't even look. I got to make it to WrestleMania 41, bro. I can't even look ahead to WrestleMania 42. Like, seriously, man. I'm taking this product like one freaking week at a time. And then, Chris, are they on at 3:00 in the afternoon the next 3 weeks?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are we doing? Are we going to cover it like normal time?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be at work. I'm not.
I'll be doing something else at 3:00. I promise you, bro.
No way. I'm not going to. Oh goodness.
The beauty of that, though, bro, is we could fast forward through it because.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So thank God. I am so sick and tired of these long wrestling matches, bro. They're all the same. They all do the same thing. I am so sick of them. At least for the next 3 weeks, we can fast forward through these matches.
Absolutely. Yeah, it'll be normal time. There's no way that I'm stopping talking to a real life client and my real life job in exchange for pro wrestling. There's absolutely no way I'm gonna do that. We have Swayze 199. I thought the main event was good. Crowd was hot. Crowd was hot for the show. I mean, that's to be expected. But I mean, that's the audience that we're dealing with now, Vince. So I mean, they're going to be hot regardless. So All right, Taval, $5. What's the psychology in cage matches when the wrestler can win, but they go back to attack the opponent instead? I never understood that.
That's a great point, Taval. Absolutely great point. I guess they want you to believe it's so personal between the two. It's not even about winning. It's about maiming your opponent. Meanwhile, the two of them are standing there letting the other guy punch them square in the face without throwing their hands up. I was watching this and I'm saying, hey, Punk, maybe that's why you got your butt kicked at UFC, bro. You never blocked anybody from punching you in the face. Like that is so ridiculous, Chris, that you're going to stand there and let a guy just punch you in the face and not try to defend yourself, man.
No one ever does that in real life.
Oh, my God, bro.
Brian Wilkins, $5. I thought Saturday night's main event was terrible, but this show topped it. As a New Yorker, I'm just appalled.
Yeah, I think we're more appalled as New Yorkers. I really think that's why I'm so appalled tonight, bro. This was a garden show, and you're giving me Rico Rodriguez and Bailey. Like, really, bro? That's where you're giving me Cody Rhodes cutting the same exact promo he cut Friday night. It went nowhere. It meant nothing. What a disgrace, bro. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Speaking of New Yorkers, Michael Pestilano, $4.99. I was at the Garden every month for all of Bruno's titles defenses from 75 till he lost out on 77. This is just sad.
An Italian New Yorker who experienced the same exact thing I experienced, man.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
You can definitely co-sign on you, Vince, for sure.
Yeah.
We got Russ, $2. Kentucky is winning the national title.
What about that, Doctor?
No. I
don't good. The Wildcats, huh?
I mean, Kentucky did beat Duke in the regular season, so I'll give him that. But I don't think Kentucky's that good to win their national title. So we shall see. It's time for the brackets coming up, so it's going to be fun. All right, Vince Russo. Go down the card, man.
Jey Uso against Grayson. This is the opener, bro, and there's no way in the world Jey isn't going to go over. Again, he's got the other guy down there, Austin Theory, and the referee just lets Austin Theory stay ringside, so he could cheat and interfere in the match. And then we got the same exact conclusion we got last week with Gunther getting Jey Uso in their sleeper hold. So right off the bat, bro, we're 20 minutes into the show of absolute predictability.
I do like the fact we knew that Jey was going to go against Austin Theory next week. I think that was very, very clear.
Yeah.
I do like in this segment that Gunther got heat because I've been talking about that week after week as far as Gunther needs to be the one who gets heat and not back away from Jey. I didn't like when he did that over the weeks. I did like the fact that Gunther got heat this week. So.
Yeah. And then, bro, they started this run, I swear to God, Chris, we had Logan Paul and Andrew Schultz.
Yeah.
And we started this run of introducing 20 people of the only one who I knew was Macaulay Culkin. Who the frig are these people? So now, since they're not getting ratings for Netflix, now Netflix is going to promote every single show on the channel through the WWE since they're not getting us ratings. Who are these people, Chris?
I don't know. Macaulay Culkin is the only person I knew from all that. They've been doing that though. I mean, they'll cross brand and cross promote. It seems like Netflix that's a part of the deal in some way. Like if they knew that Raw is going to draw these many people, it hasn't really been these many people the past few weeks. But if they knew that they're going to bring a new type of crowd in, they probably want to cross promote and stuff like that. I understand the business end of that. But at the same time, it's like that's the type of stuff that when you're clunking it in all at once, it just really takes our interest away from just the product as a whole.
Yeah. And listen, guys, you guys know, man, I go all the way back to 2002 with AJ. Nobody loves AJ more than I do, more as a human being than anything else. He's the greatest guy you would ever want to meet. But whatever AJ's doing to his arms, bro, like I want some of that, bro. I want some of whatever AJ is doing to his arms, bro. I want some of that.
I mean, he said, didn't he tell Logan, was it Chris Van Vliet? I think he said he went on a 3-day fast to get jacked up.
Okay,
a lot of people aren't believing that, but hey, man, I don't know. I'm not going to pretend that I know. I don't know, but right now he looks pretty jacked, man. So he's doing something.
And then, bro, we again, this is where like we have New Day and a Mysterio and Geddy Lee, and bro, they're having a long match of everything I've seen before. Then we got Chad Gable interfering with the Lucha mask only later on to play the role of the Blue Blazer and tell us it wasn't him.
No. This is the road to WrestleMania.
Somebody said to me on my Twitch, Vince, why do you take this so seriously? Bro, I am not taking this seriously at all. I get pissed off when I am watching a show that is totally wasting my time. And Chris, if we were not doing this, I could simply change the channel. And I do that a lot. I do that with a lot of things I watch, bro. I change the channel. But I get very frustrated, man, because I cannot change the channel here. So I've got to sit through bad segment after bad segment after bad segment. And by the time I'm done with all these bad segments, it's like, just, are you people just clueless as a whole? Like, do you just not have a clue to what to do with this show?
I think you take your job as a pundit very seriously, as you should. I mean, that you get paid to be a pundit, and you take that job very seriously because you're being forced in many ways to watch this show. I mean, the money's good, and we've developed a great relationship. But I just think your punditry is something you should take seriously. And so if basically you're commissioned to get paid to watch a product, you get to critique the product the way that you want to. It's the same thing if you're watching the Giants. If you're getting paid to be a Giants pundit, you know what I mean?
You guys heard me with the Cena turn. You heard me with the Cena turn. I put it over to the moon. The way it was executed, the way they did it. You heard me put it over. You heard me celebrate it. But now we've had 2 weeks in a row, 5 hours of absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Guys, I'm going to ask you one question. Aside from Roman coming out at the end, which was very, very predictable, if we did not watch this entire show, what would we have missed? What would we have missed outside of Roman coming back at the end?
That's a fair question. SK Nation. That's a question on deck for y'all to answer. All right, let's see here. We got Zubair, $5. Can't believe WWE has the audacity to put a show like that in MSG out of all places. Russo, what were your favorite memories when writing for MSG shows?
Zubar, I'm so glad you asked me that question because, bro, when you're writing in New York and Boston and Philadelphia, Chris, those are tough crowds, man. And you're going to be challenged. And if you give them shite, they're going to boo you out of the building. So you really, really, really had to get serious about writing those shows on the Northeast. And, Chicago, Chicago was big. LA was big. Every time, bro, you had those huge cities, you knew you had to deliver, Zubar. I'm telling you, it made a huge difference.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%, man. But here's my caveat to that, Vince, as far as the current crowd. Now, do you think that the current live crowd and the socials and the people who are just like WWE hardcore fans, do you think that they're going to be leaving saying, oh my gosh, that Punk and Rollins match was cooking and Roman Reigns coming out was amazing. I can't wait till the triple threat match at WrestleMania. I mean, so basically that's what you're most likely going to get from the hardcore fans.
Yep.
And that's a win in the WWE's eyes because, like I say every week, those are the people who they're targeting and they're not really thinking about anybody else.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't care what you say, bro. If you're going to sit there and tell me this was a good show, you're not a real fan. I'm sorry, bro. And I'm not talking about the last match. I'm talking about this entire 2.5 hour show. If you are going to sit there and tell me this was a good show, you are not a real fan. You are not a real fan, bro.
Would you say the majority of the pro wrestling audience would say that this was a good show?
1,000%. 1,000% they'll put this show over as a good show, bro. You're not real fans, man. You are not real. Bro, the other day, Chris, I watched my first Giants spring training game of the year. So it was the first time I saw the Giants since September. and it was a 1-1 game against the Padres, and the game sucked. As much as I was looking forward to the game sucked. The game was boring. It sucked. If you people think this was a good show, you're not real fans, because you cannot be a real fan and not be critical. You can't, bro. Real fans are freaking critical. Chris, the Yankees just lost 2 major players before the season started. They lost Giancarlo Stanton, and now they found out that Jarrett Cole needs Tommy John surgery. Okay? You think Yankee fans are going to give the Yankees a pass if they have a losing season because 2 of their better players are out? So you think we're Yankee fans? Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay, bro, that they didn't win the World Series. No, bro, those are real fans. Real fans expect the absolute best. And if you guys are going to sit there and tell me this was the best show that the WWE could produce in Madison Square Garden, then I'll tell you what, bro, a lot of people need to be fired. A lot of people need to be fired if this were the best show they could produce at MSG.
Yeah, fair point. Yeah, to your point, I mean, the defensive coordinator and the offensive coordinator from Ohio State left after winning the national championship. And it's not like Ohio State fans are going to be like, oh, it's okay. This is going to be an off year. No, absolutely not. No way.
Nope.
No way.
Nope.
Let's see here. We have George Dominguez, 499. What were your thoughts on the actress at AEW pay-per-view saying, you all know who's going to win before the match on the live mic? Wrestling isn't the same.
Bro, you know what I found out about that, Chris? You know what? I found out a little bit more about that today. Chris, do you know, like, the 2 women they interviewed, they couldn't get the top stars of the movie.
Oh, really?
So the 2 women they interviewed were like 7th, 8th down the list. So like they had a bit part in the movie. And bro, like, again, bro, listen, I am not picking on him because I am a fan of his. This is on Tony Khan, man. This is on Tony Khan, bro. You've got to be in control of your product 100%. You got to know who these women are. You got to know what they're going to say. Otherwise, you're going to be embarrassed, Tony. This is on you. It's not on anybody else, man.
To your point, Vince, did you see a live mic being handed to any of those celebrities tonight on
Great
Raw?
Point, Chris. Great point. Great point. Thank you. Great point. Great point.
You got Brian, $5. Why do they have Rhea and Bianca punking Io Sky? I already see this as a triple threat of WrestleMania.
Bro, it is a triple threat, just like the other. They're going to have the other triple threat, which we called 7 weeks ago with Punk and Rollins and the other guy.
Roman, yep.
Bro, I swear, man, they're burying Rhea Ripley. She's going to get slapped in the face by Io Sky and sell it and do nothing. Again, I'm just going to put China in that spot. I'm going to put China in that spot. Yeah, Ivory slaps China across the face and China doesn't do anything. Bro, they're burying Rhea Ripley. I don't know what she did, what she said, who they pissed off. You're going to have a girl half your size slap you across the face and you're just going to sit there and sell it?
Yeah, and just do nothing. Her and Bianca, man. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping that they're not starting to get Rhea into the bulletproof stage like they did with Drew, man.
I'm telling you, Chris, that's another great point from the doctor. Another great point. That's what it's starting to feel like. Either she's in the doghouse or she's got the bulletproof label. She's going to go out there. We're going to hit her music and she's going to be over.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. Everybody chanting mommy.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We got Cliffside, $5. Do you have faith that Rock and Gertz will write a compelling main event storyline now that they have Cody and Cena for the rest of the bill?
Yeah, Cliffside, I have faith in Rock and Gertz. I have faith in them. But what about the rest of the show? Like, seriously, man, we got to sit through a 2.5 hour, 3 hour show and wait for The Rock to come out. I have all the faith in the world in Rock and Gertz, but the rest of this, man, I come on, man.
Yeah. We have Live and Uncut, $5. Notice they didn't send security. The only time they should week in and week out. They stop professional wrestlers. No angle writing fools, ma'am. Sheesh.
Yeah, I was noticing the same thing. I think what he's talking about is Roman. They let Roman beat the snot out of Seth Rollins for 10 minutes before they censor. That's what I mean, guys. They don't think we question stuff like this. You know, live and uncut. They don't think you see things like this. We do, guys. We see. I noticed that right away. Like, bro, he's beating up Rollins for the last 10 minutes. Where were you guys?
Yeah. And then that long run from the back to finally stop Roman as Roman's just kind of waiting for that moment.
Parody,
why didn't they
bro.
just jump from the barriers, man, just like they did with Chad Gable? I mean, they jumped from the barriers with Chad Gable, but they didn't jump with Roman.
It's a parody of professional wrestling. We don't notice stuff like that, bro.
Right, it's Men in Black, man. We don't notice. Everything is just forgettable. So, there it is. We got Dez. There's a point, ladies and gentlemen. There's a point. We got Dez 499. Last week was rough. Anxiety and I lost a cousin. Oh, sorry, man. So thankful we can cast our burdens upon the Lord. Was thrilled to see OTC on Raw. God bless you guys. Yep.
Yeah, I was. I was too. And bro, that's the thing. I am telling you guys, the way they wrote this show, their explanation, their reasoning was they knew Roman was coming out at the end. That's all they cared about. It doesn't matter what's on the whole entire show. Roman's coming out at the end. That's how they wrote this whole show, bro. They wrote this whole show 2.5 hours for one moment at the end. They could have gave a crap about the first 2 hours and 15 minutes, bro.
Yep, because they were looking for that one pop, and they thought that one pop was going to cover and explain, all the rest of the show. And
this is how ignorant they are, because you've got 2 hours of absolute boring shite, and guess what, bro? A lot of people went to bed. A lot of people turned off. Why not have the limo show up, Chris? Why not have the limo sitting back there? Why wouldn't you do that? If not for anything else, Chris, an insurance policy.
Yeah.
It's an insurance policy. Man, this is a really boring show. People may go to bed, but if there's somebody sitting in a limo and they're going to hope and pray it's Roman, why wouldn't you do that? Are you that clueless that you can't even do that, bro?
Absolutely. I mean, especially one of those earlier segments, like there's always 80 backstage interviews, right? Yep. Why don't you do it early in the show? Somebody's talking like a Gable or something like that, and then there's a limo pulling up, and the person's they both just kind of look back and see and then finish the interview. That's the the breadcrumbs that you're having throughout, and now it's building up suspense that who's in the limo that's going to cause people to want to stay to the end.
Chris, that's a no-brainer. Like literally, you could have no brain in your head and know to do that. Like seriously, man.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Let's see here. We have live and uncut, $2. Will the Netflix star no security but Seth and Punk? I think that's probably a continuation of the last one.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah.
We have Fan Sports, $2. Am I to understand that this was Raw at MSG? I mean, in the annals of history, Vince, of all Raw MSG shows, where do you place this one?
Oh my God, bro.
Among the bottom of the list.
Yeah. I swear, I just wish I swear to you, if it wasn't for the WWE flag and everything and this and that, I swear, bro, guys, I would pull up like I said, it was once a month on a Monday at MSG. I swear, bro, I would pull one of those up and I would do a free watch along with you on YouTube. If the WWE wouldn't flag it and wouldn't copyright it and wouldn't do all that crap, I wouldn't want to make a dime from it. I would just want to show you This is how the Garden was treated in the past. This is the type of show you saw every single month. I wish I could show the people that so they know what I'm talking about, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. We have live and uncut, $2. Did you hear Meltzer leaked Triple H in trouble with heel change?
I'm not sure what he means, live and uncut. I think live and uncut may be on the rum candy.
You think so?
Yeah, I can't make sense out of the last two ones he said, with all due respect.
H and okay, it said H, not Triple H. It leaked H in something trouble with heel change.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I don't understand.
Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. All right, let's go to Otis Linkman, bro.
$4.99. Vince, how much would TKO have to pay you to write and run Raw only? You make all the final decisions and can write the show from home.
It's bro, Chris. I don't even know what to say to that, bro. If God showed up tomorrow and all miracles could happen, okay, would I love the opportunity to be in the same position I was 25 years ago, without 80,000 writers, without the people they have in place now? I mean, would I love that opportunity to make wrestling great again? Absolutely, I would. Absolutely. But it's not realistic. It's an impossibility. It could never in a billion years happen. Man, if I could, snap my fingers and things could be different, great. But it is what it is, man. It just is what it is.
Vince, would you feel like a scapegoat in some way if they just threw you in right now and say, hey, you got a month to make this right, make this good, and you only have a month before WrestleMania to patch all this thing up what they have, and if it doesn't produce as much, they're like, oh well, there's Vince Russo.
I would never. First of all, they would never put that would never happen, because I would say, okay, fine, no problem. I am bringing in my people, and I am going to work with the roster I want to work with. Okay, if that's not going to happen, and if you want me to work with what's here, then no, thank you. So like that would never happen in a million years, Chris.
Who's the first if you were to take the job after Mania, who's the person out of everybody that you see on the roster, who's the person you would push in the main event if you were given the job the night after Raw? Not the Raw after WrestleMania, I should say.
Bro, I'll be honest with you. You ask me that question, and the first person that comes to my mind who looks like $100 million and they just waste would absolutely positively be Drew McIntyre, without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Okay. Would you have him go corporate? I mean, I know you mentioned that. Like, what would you do with him?
I would probably have him go corporate, bro. Put some hot chicks on his arm. Let him be now in favor of the company. I would go back to heel GMs. I mean, but that's the one guy. This guy is $1 million, bro. I'm sorry, bro. You put Drew McIntyre next to Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is a peanut vendor compared to Drew McIntyre. I'm sorry, bro. So that's where I would start, bro. I would take a guy like Damian Priest. That's another one, bro. I believe him when I look at him. He looks like $1 million. I would get a Bo Dallas back in play, who was cutting great promos before they realized they didn't know what to do with them. I mean, there's so many things, but again, bro, the structure and the people that are there and the rest and the roster they have, it's an absolute freaking mess, bro.
Yeah, we still haven't seen a payoff to all the people that Drew McIntyre boosted up last year, man. I mean, there still hasn't been a payoff to that.
No.
I mean, in past 2 years, really. I mean, like Gunther, Cody, Roman. It's just Punk, especially Punk last year. And it's just like Jay, another person, lost to Jay at Netflix. And so it's just one of those things that, like, after all of the people that Drew boosted up, there's nothing to pay off. And he still looks like $1 million. It goes back to the bulletproof stuff, man.
Yep.
That's unfortunate where he is right now.
Very unfortunate.
Let's see here. We have Joseph 499. There you go. There's thank you for your support. Triple H and Lee Fitting. Death says for 199. Imagine VR and CF on the credits.
Bro, I swear to God, do you know, man, my wife summed this up. I was watching this in my bedroom, Chris, and my wife walked in.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear to God, bro, she sat on the bed. I can't remember who was wrestling. I swear, this is exactly what my wife said to me.
No.
These aren't wrestlers, are they? That's what my wife said to me. And I said, no, they're people playing wrestlers. They're not wrestlers. I swear, my wife, my from a mile away, she was able to see that.
Wow. That says a lot, man. Talk about focus group. That says a lot.
Yeah.
Joseph, Frida 499. Shows
You're
like
right.
this are why we're just watching clips, bro.
Absolutely, Joseph. And I do not blame you, man. I do not blame you.
It's very difficult to argue that's for sure. The final signal, $5. MSG should have been the hottest Raw tonight. Instead, it was the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah. And how embarrassing. Michael Cole couldn't tell us enough how many enough times how sold out it was. Yeah. Okay, that's great, Michael. And you're doing that to a sold out house, bro? Really?
That's a fair point again. Live and uncut,
$2.
$2.
Like, seriously, bro. The brown shoes that don't match your suit, bro. You get yourself a pair of black shoes, for crying out loud, bro. You look like a goof out there.
Was it? You said it was Cole? I didn't even notice what he had on.
Oh my God, he's wearing remember Buster Brown's? Remember Buster Brown? What was his dog? Tide. What was the dog's name? Remember Buster Brown? You wore Buster. He's wearing Buster Brown shoes out there, Michael Cole.
What color was the suit?
His suit was dark and the shoes were brown, tan.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. A lot of times people wear brown shoes or like burgundy-ish shoes with like a dark blue suit, non-black suit. I was wondering what color it was. Let's see here. We have live and uncut. Meltzer leaked 3H and Rock trouble behind the scene heel.
Oh, okay. All right. I did not see that live and uncut.
I did not. Final boss, $2. I hear Ric Flair voice Russo. You hired Russo?
Yeah, bro, that comment got me in a lot of trouble. Did you see Flair went after me on social media because I mentioned about the 80 years old should be the cutoff?
Oh, is that why he got it?
No, I didn't say anything else. I don't know what else I said.
Remind me why you said that again.
Because you asked me if I thought we were going to see Flair with Cena going for the 17th title, and I kind of said that I think 80 should be the cutoff, bro. I think that's what got him hot.
Okay. Let's see here. Region Heat, $5. Will Game Boy be able to secure Ric Flair's champ belt record? Or does The Rock set the record straight and send Cena out as the GOAT?
You cannot finish this story without Cena winning the title, man. You can't. They may, I wouldn't put them past them, but you can't.
Indeed. All right, Vince, where we at? We're at
we are at the Cody Rhodes promo.
Oh, yeah. What was the Judgment Day gimmick thing before that?
Judgment Day gimmick, yeah. Then the Cody Rhodes promo. Again, this is Friday and Monday, so a span of 3 days where he said absolutely nothing. Okay. Then we had Bailey and Rodriguez, and we actually got Rodriguez over.
What's up with Bailey, in your opinion, Vince? Is she bulletproof at this point? Is she donned that status?
What do you mean by bulletproof, Chris?
Just there, available. I'll use you when I can. I'll put you
Yeah,
over with people. You have a name.
it's old and tired. You know who Bailey's going to turn into?
Who's that?
Bailey's going to turn into Natalia.
So,
That's
that
who
was
she's
the
gonna turn
second
into.
thing
Yeah.
that I thought about was the good little hand status, which I
Yeah,
think
Yes.
is a step below the bulletproof status.
Yeah, that's
Although they're
when,
like first cousins in the
that's when you have nothing whatsoever for a talent. You have nothing whatsoever. So you just put them out there to wrestle matches, and the next thing you know, you got Natalia.
Yeah, that's a good point. It seems like where they have Bailey is just they've had her in like purgatory moments a couple of times because she was kind of in the purgatory stage when she was with Damage Control. It was just so filler. It felt so just routine and just manufactured. Then she won the Royal Rumble as a heel. The fans were, she was like the flavor of the month went to the fans. The fans just picked somebody to say, okay, cool. And so then we'll cheer them. And then that worked for her a little bit. She ended up becoming babyface. It felt contrived, the feud with her and Damage Control. It felt forced, but it worked for her. And then when she lost, it seems like she's back into that stage.
Bro, you need to do with the women, you need to do New Blood versus Millionaires Club.
Ooh,
that's what you need to do. You're bringing in all these girls, Rosie Perez and Galena, and you're bringing in all these young girls, and you need to get that old guard that all came up together and all got fragmented, and now bring Becky back. Bro, maybe you even put Nia Jax in that group. Okay. That's the angle you need to cut. All these NXT newbies coming in and all the people, even you could give Natalia new life doing that. She could be in charge of it. You need that kind of an angle now because there's nothing going on in the women's division. Absolutely nothing. Zero. And I don't know, bro. Are they banking on what? Becky's coming back? Oh, okay. And that's going to be old in 30 days.
Absolutely. Yeah. Man, that new breed Millionaires Club, man, they got a lot of heat in WCW, man. Do you think it'll stick in WWE as far as just the stench that's a lot of people didn't like it back in the day?
Bro, screw that. That's BS, bro. I was there. I was in the building, and the plan was, bro, for the new blood to be the baby faces.
Yeah, I remember
bro,
that.
The people made the Millionaires Club the baby faces. The people made the veterans the baby faces. So we went with that, bro. So I don't want to hear the revisionized history with WWF fans. I was there, bro, and that stuff was over. So you could either attempt to do something like that in WWE or just leave it status quo, bro. Just put Bailey out there every week against a different opponent and have it mean absolutely nothing.
Yeah. I remember seeing that the first couple of weeks of WCW when the Millionaires Club was kind of doing the heel stuff, and then the fans just switched over. I remember that. Yep. Let's see. We have Pete Paccio 199, Rock, Cena, VKM faction versus Punk equals great. There's your VKM.
God, that would be so over with me. If Vince came out with Cena and Rock, and Vince, bro, can you imagine Vince coming out and really talking about my son-in-law, my daughter voted against me? Can you now? Oh my, you want to hear me put something over? Oh my God, bro, that would be phenomenal.
And that's the type of stuff that you do on the Raw after WrestleMania, because it's a fresh start. It's a new calendar year, in the world of pro wrestling. That's the type of stuff that you throw out at the Raw after WrestleMania, man. You have Punk somehow turn, he's with Heyman. There's still that cliffhanger going on to the Raw WrestleMania. They all come out all of a sudden. No chance comes. The song comes out. Vince
about
walks down with his billionaire strut, man, and cuts a promo. Man, that will turn some heads for sure, man. Let's see here. We have Cliffside $5. I'd pay to see Dr. Chris do a watch along with Russo of an old Attitude Era episode of Raw. Take my money. Let's
Hey,
do it, man.
Cliffside, I do that every 2 weeks on Russo's brand, bro. You should try it out. You could get a free week, man, on patreon.com/Russo TWC. Check it out. I review the Attitude Era every 2 weeks.
There you go, Vince. I think he wants the duo between you and I.
I would love that. Yeah, I would love that. Yeah.
We got Roland $10. We said that WWE didn't give a live mic to the celebrities, but didn't Andrew Schultz have a live mic? And that was scripted. And Logan Paul did stop 3 times for the boos. Like Dominic, he said AJ Styles was up 3 times. Yeah, I mean, like this is what I took from that. It was okay. He's getting the heat. He's soaking in the heat, and then he's going to step on the heat. That's what I got from that when he did that personally. Yeah. And the Andrew Schultz thing, that was a cross promotion type of, that was completely scripted.
Yeah, that was completely scripted.
Yeah. That was
which is exactly what we were talking about. Like if you're gonna have a celebrity do something, they better be scripted and produced. That's exactly what we were saying.
So that's not giving someone a live mic. Saying this is your role in the show that you already have, a part to play in that. All right, what's next, Vince?
We've got Chad Gable saying that wasn't him. We're doing the old blue blazer gimmick. Then we had the in-ring with Cole and Io Sky slapping Bianca and Rhea Ripley and doing absolutely nothing. So we're going to have a 3-way at WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley buried again. And then we had a very, very predictable Roman Reigns coming out at the end. Bro, I swear to God, like I was cracking up because I was doing my Twitch watch along, and you're calling every kick out, no finish, curb stops can't finish you, nothing can finish you anymore. And it's just, bro, every freaking match is the same exact thing. You call like a crescendo, Chris. It used to build, kind of like sex. And then you get to the end and boom, you explode. But when you watch that last match, bro, the only difference was the steel cage. Every other match was just like that, bro. New Day and Mysterio and Dragon Lee were just like the main event. The only difference was the steel cage. You used to build that momentum through the night, bro. We don't get that anymore.
Do you think Netflix, I don't know this personally. What do you think, Vince, as far as, do you think Netflix is against color at all? Because you think if you have this in a cage match, you would have some type of color involved.
I can't imagine they would be. Chris, I was watching a movie. I swear to God, bro. I started watching this new movie on Netflix the other night called Delicious. And I'm watching this movie, and like the last 10 minutes of this movie, people are eating people. So yeah, I can't imagine. They would
cannibalism color.
I can't imagine they would have problems coloring a cage compared to cannibalism, bro. I can't imagine.
Very, very true. Very true. All right. I think that is it as far as the super chats. Vince, what you got for us for the good of the order, man, as far as Vince Russo, all things Russo, man?
Yeah, guys, I put my money where my mouth is. That's why I give you a free week of the brand, man. Just go to patreon.com/Russo TWC. Try us out. And if you like us, you can join up for 75 cents a week, man. That's where we start.
Man, what a steal, Vince, for all the content that you deliver, man. That's an absolute steal, man. So be sure to support my guy, Vince Russo. He puts in some work, man, making sure that all that wonderful content is there for you for a very, very small price. Somebody brought up the word inflation, and Vince is keeping it at a constant, man, to make
Bro,
sure
we've been for our main platform, Russo's brand, bro, with all the shows you get, bro, we've been $4.95 for 10 years, Chris.
Wow.
For 10 years, I've not raised the price.
Yep. I just had Chipotle for dinner tonight,
Oh.
and they've risen the price.
Bro, last time I went to Chipotle, what I got and what it cost me, I swore I would never go back again, and I haven't. I have not gone back again. Nope.
Yeah, they have absolutely skyrocketed the price.
It's a joke.
Cliffside, there you go, man.
Oh, thank you very much, Cliffside. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. This guy right here is Vince Russo. I'm Dr. Chris. This is the Leads of the Raw. Have a good night, everybody. Solo.